Hello.
Hey,
How can I help you?
I didn't ask for no help.
Okay, well, I would appreciate if you didn't record inside of the branch.
Yeah, I'd
Can
appreciate
I
it.
ask
I'd
you why you're
appreciate it if
recording
you'd
in
go
the
back to work and
branch?
leave me alone.
Yeah, but sir, you're recording in our branch.
Absolutely.
Can I ask you why?
You sure can.
But what?
Why are you recording inside of the branch?
I don't have to answer that.
Okay. All right, well,
That's what they make windows for, yeah?
not for you to record
No.
inside of the branches, no.
Come on, really?
Okay.
Yeah. Have a good day. Whoa, sneaking up on me, are you?
Before a single word is exchanged, before a badge enters the frame, this encounter is already on a collision course. What you're about to see isn't just a disagreement about filming, it's a real-time clash between authority, ego, and constitutional rights. Two citizens, standing in public, cameras in hand, doing something that is completely legal. No crime. No threat. No disruption. Yet somehow, that alone is enough to trigger alarm bells behind closed doors. And when discomfort masquerades as suspicion, law enforcement often becomes the blunt instrument of choice. This case exposes how quickly routine interactions spiral when control is prioritized over the Constitution. Watch closely, because the real issue here isn't the camera, it's what happens when people in power are challenged by those who actually know their rights. And trust me, this one escalates fast.
A little suspicious, a little weary of what's going on. I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but it is our job as a call for service to come over here and check out, see what's going on. What's your guys' intent?
Did you explain to her that we have a right to do what we're doing?
Let me finish talking, sir.
Well, how about you listen to what I'm telling you?
When
You don't
I'm
tell me
done-
what to do. You're not my daddy. How about that? You don't tell me when
You're
to
trying to
talk,
provoke
when
me.
not
It's
to.
not going to work.
I'm not provoking nobody.
Let me finish what I was saying.
You can finish when I get done.
Okay,
I'll tell
let me
you when
finish
you
what I
can
was saying.
finish.
So I'll
You don't
explain to
run
them
me.
when I'm.
I'm not. You're not my daddy, and I don't got to listen to you. So I don't care what you got to say.
You don't care what I have to say.
Did you explain to them that we have a right to do what we do?
I will explain that after I'm done talking to you guys. I
What
also
is it to
explain it
talk
to
about?
you
What is
that
it
they
to talk
called
about,
us for
though?
a call for service.
What
That's
is it
it.
to talk about? There's nothing to talk about. We out here recording.
Right. I didn't
We're
say you
done.
did. I didn't say you did
Then
anything
we're
wrong.
done.
Why are you getting so aggressive with
I'm
me
not
right
getting
now?
aggressive. I'm
You
just
are,
telling
sir.
you. You're trying to
This
tell
gentleman
me.
was pretty nice
I'm
to me
not
when I was
him.
started talking about it.
I'm
All right,
not
so
him.
I'll talk to him. You can talk to my partner.
How about I talk to whoever
All
I
right.
get ready to
So
talk
anyway,
to?
so-
I can see you.
This is the first turning point. Notice how the energy shifts the moment authority enters the conversation, not with curiosity, not with neutrality, but with assumption. The officers admit there's no crime, yet still feel entitled to explanations. And that's where the friction begins. In America, you don't need a reason to exercise your rights. Filming in public isn't suspicious just because someone feels uncomfortable. But discomfort often gets treated like probable cause. Watch how questions become directives, how tone replaces law, and how quickly just checking morphs into an attempt at control. This is a textbook example of how lawful activity gets reframed as questionable simply because it challenges expectations of obedience. Ask yourself, if this were truly about safety, wouldn't facts come before attitude?
And now, that kind of thing so that I can explain.
We're not going to tell you why we're here. Why
Sir,
would
I'm
we
not
do
talking
that?
to you.
I'm talking to you, though.
I'm not talking to you, sir.
Well, then don't talk to me.
Anyway, do you have anything?
We don't have to explain what we're doing.
Just-
I'm not focused on anything.
Okay. You can understand why they called, though, right?
I'm
I mean, it's
enjoying my retirement.
I got you. That's congratulations on that. You understand why they called, though, right? They see guys. I mean, it's not unreasonable to say, hey, there's two guys filming. Now, you guys don't look like bank robbers, but you know, that's probably along the same.
Camera won't.
I know.
Same as my eyes.
I know.
Come by here with a book
I know.
and write down anything. I want.
And you're absolutely right. And they would probably call on that too. And then we would come over and have the same type of conversation, understand why we were here. Okay. So I'm going to go inside and I'm going to explain to them. I'm Rosa. Yep.
How?
I'm going to go.
What's that? Then the folks now turn one more time. Seth Howard.
I'm going to go in there and explain to them that we spoke and all you guys are out here is enjoying the weather and filming. There's no reason behind it. Just filming. Okay.
15 years. Yes, sir. Spent the last about 3 years around this area.
But I like it. That's everyone. This. That's my favorite.
You gonna tell me when I can talk, when I can't talk to?
Sir, if you have something you want to say, go ahead.
I can't hear you.
If you have something you want to say, go right ahead.
No, I just asked a question.
There's nothing y'all do wrong, as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. Now, all I asked that officer is, did he explain that we're doing a perfectly constitutionally protected activity out here? Is filming. I mean, me looking through windows ain't got a thing to do with nothing.
I think what he was trying to say, basically, is that he not yet. He's going to. He just come out and make contact with y'all first. Just so he can, if there was anything particular y'all were doing, he can explain it to him, but y'all doing nothing wrong.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
Anybody can walk down these sidewalks with a camera.
Exactly right.
And not tell you.
Here's where the interaction really unravels. Instead of acknowledging the clearly stated right to film, the officer doubles down on dominance. Interruptions, raised voices, and repeated attempts to control who speaks and when. None of that is law enforcement. That's ego enforcement. Being told you're not my daddy may sound sharp, but it cuts straight to the point. Authority has limits. The Constitution doesn't evaporate because an officer feels disrespected. In fact, lawful resistance, calm, verbal, and non-violent, is often what exposes misconduct. Watch closely how professionalism slips the moment compliance isn't automatic. This is no longer about explaining a call for service. It's about regaining control over a situation that was never out of control to begin with.
Get that.
If y'all wanted to tell us, then fine. If not, you don't have to.
Right.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong you're doing. I mean, simple as that. Yeah.
I was just walking by, having a good old time, and then somebody looked at me through the window and started closing blinds. Okay? Whatever. And then I don't even know if she's security or who. She didn't even tell me who she was.
Yeah.
Talking about you can't film out here. You can't be doing that. And I'm like, oh, yes, I can. Well, I'm going to call the authorities. Well, go ahead. I don't care. You know?
I think it's just everybody's on high.
But
yeah,
I don't understand that either, because these cameras every freaking where, man. Yeah. Everywhere you go, these cameras pointing at you.
Right.
I mean, everywhere you go, there's a camera right there on that ATM machine. It's filming us now.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We're getting filmed 24/7.
Right. And that's why there's no right to privacy.
Right. Exactly. Well, thank you for honoring your.
Now comes the walk back. Once it's clear no law has been broken, the narrative subtly changes. What started as suspicion becomes understanding why they called. This is a common pivot, reframing an unjustified stop as reasonable concern after the fact. But legality doesn't hinge on feelings. You don't need to justify your presence, your camera, or your silence. Notice how the officer attempts to normalize the encounter, even comparing it to holding a book. The irony? A book wouldn't have triggered this response. A camera did. Why? Because cameras document. They preserve truth. And that makes people uncomfortable. Especially when they're used to operating without scrutiny.
Badging your gun, you can tell me what to do. Until I break the law, y'all have no authority over me. Not zero.
Yeah,
Over here, chat with me real hard.
Yeah, man.
So the concern of the bank management was that when you guys were out here filming, they had customers in their office and the computer screens were facing the windows. So they were concerned that you guys were zooming in on the screens and getting information for their bank accounts. And that's why they called security. I kind of told them they're out here just enjoying the day.
If anybody else comes out here that really had bad intentions, I could have got a lot of information off that screen.
So, and listen, outside of that, I don't think that if anybody was in the office and they were just walking around and they saw you guys, they probably still would have called because, there's cameras filming the bank. They could be verbatim. Yeah. They could be casing the joint. And I was like, well, I don't think that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
but
not
I
out here.
understand.
This moment is telling. The officer finally concedes what should have been clear from the start: nothing illegal is happening. The tension begins to drain because the legal ground simply isn't there. And yet, even now, directives linger. Suggestions masquerade as authority. This is where many citizens get confused, not realizing that compliance here is optional, not required. Respect is a two-way street, and it collapses when one side refuses to acknowledge rights. The Constitution doesn't demand politeness, silence, or explanations. It demands restraint from those in power. And here, restraint came late, but it came only because the citizens stood firm.
That's all. I mean, if you do touch the windows,
See,
all I'm saying is just preventative maintenance.
Give directives, Bo. I don't need. I know what to do, man.
I know. I didn't say you did.
Every cop I've ever talked to had to give directives before you're done. Every one of them.
All right, so I didn't say you did.
Everyone.
What I said was try to refrain from doing so. That's all I said.
This exchange exposes a glaring contradiction. Banks record everyone. ATMs record everyone. Streets, buildings, intersections, all recording, all the time. Yet when citizens flip the lens outward, suddenly it's suspicious. The officer admits it himself, privacy in public spaces is limited. So the real issue isn't safety, it's accountability. Cameras don't create danger, they create records. And records remove plausible deniability. That's why lawful filming is so powerful. It doesn't provoke, it reveals. And when authority knows it's being documented, behavior often changes. Sometimes for the better. Sometimes not.